Hey guys, welcome back. In 2025, I reviewed over 100 bottles and samples of perfume, and this is a compilation of my top 15 favorites of the lot. As usual, there'll be timestamps down below so that you can jump to parts of the video that you'd like to check out. This might be my last video for the year. I'm not sure, but let's just see how things go. Anyway, have a happy holiday. Bye, guys. Hey guys, the girlies have been raving about Paris Corner's Felicity, and they always seem to target as like the wedding scent of the moment together with Lattafa's name. So I got a decant and let's get into it. Felicity is a beautiful, airy, floral, boozy choco vanilla scent that low-key reminds me of Lattafa's and Ham for some reason. That boozy, airy champagne accord in here also reminds me of Cafe Latte by Khadlaj Perfumes. So Felicity is giving a mix of Cafe Latte by Khadlaj Perfumes and Lattafa's and Ham, and it smells absolutely divine. This is a banger. About 10 to 20 minutes in, Felicity is a warm, spicy, creamy, fluffy, airy lavender mixed with choco vanilla and a bit of nuts. The Angam DNA in here will eventually dominate the entire scent profile, but in this case, it's like a creamy, fluffy, nutty Angam. Felicity is absolutely delicious whilst having the same calming Holy Spirit activate effects that I get from my perfume oil inspired by Lattafa's Angham. In another video, I'll get into my experience with my Angham inspired perfume oil and Lattafa's Angham EDP. The final dry down for Felicity alternates between musky woody florals and sweet ambre florals. I will most probably be adding Felicity to my wish list, but I have to retest my bottle of Aimons Encore by MyPerfumes after maturation. For some reason, this smells similar to Felicity at the moment. Anyway, that has been my review for Paris Corner's Felicity. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Hey guys, I finally got a decant of the famous Liquid Brun by French Avenue perfumes, and I will be comparing it to Arabian Oud's Zumorod, so stay tuned. Liquid Brun opens sweet, fresh, aromatic and warm spicy with cinnamon, bergamot, lavender and vanilla. It also smells slightly green with some caramel and amber in the background. This instantly reminds me of Lattafa's Angham, but with a heavy dose of cinnamon and a mentholated edge. Also, the combo of cinnamon, amber, vanilla, and caramel low-key gives off camera vibes, but the beautiful lavender accord keeps it smelling fresh, if that makes sense. 5 to 6 hours later, Liquid Brun is giving dusty cinnamon, amber, and vanilla with fresh citrus and lavender undertones. The cinnamon in this perfume is giving main character energy, so if you don't like cinnamon in your perfumes, skip this. Lest I forget, this also reminds me of Stronger With You Intensely by Giorgio Armani, but I will gladly give up my bottle of that perfume for Liquid Brun. Liquid Brun, in my opinion, smelled like an elevated Stronger With You Intensely. Performance for Liquid Brun is great with random whiffs in the 7th hour, and before I round up, let's quickly talk about Arabian Oud's Zumorod, which was my introduction to this DNA. Yeah, I got this decant from Abena Abwa all the way from Ghana, and I have to say I was intrigued when I saw the main accord breakdown of Fragrantica because this came off more fresh spicy than warm spicy, and it has a super present earthy patchouli and green accord. This green accord gives Zumorod an on and off soapy kick, which I don't get from Liquid Brun. It's giving cinnamon infused Keno soap. Liquid Brun and Zumorod smell quite similar in the air, with Zumorod being a greener, fresher take on that whole Altair DNA. Performance for Zumorod is great with 2 to 3 hours of projection and well over 16 hours longevity on skin. And so that has been my review for French Avenue's Liquid Brun and Arabian Oud's Zumorod. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Hey guys, welcome back. Let's review Paris Corner's Marshmallow blush. This review will be based on a second testing of this perfume because the first one was giving me Bianco Latte vibes after 1-2 hours on skin. On the second testing, Paris Corner's Marshmallow blush is giving sweet, creamy, strawberry flavored yogurt with a tart, slightly greenish white floral accord. About 30 minutes in, the base of Marshmallow blush smells like a Rehab's Choco Musk, milky white chocolate, vanilla, and caramel. The Choco Musk DNA in here is very, very strong. 2 hours later, Marshmallow blush settles into a sweet, fruity floral, caramel, and strawberry scent. The far dry down for this is a beautiful, clean, floral, musky vanilla. This is a super unique scent profile in my collection, and I wish the decant hadn't spilled in transit so I can test it on clothing to see if it has great performance. On skin, it doesn't project much, but it lasts well over 8 hours. Paris Corner's Marshmallow blush smells amazing, and I will try to get another decant for full testing before I decide to add it to my wish list. That second decant is also very necessary because I tested this perfume a third time and I was getting Bianco Latte vibes again. Something is off somewhere because each time I test it on the back of my hands, I get Bianco Latte vibes, which leans more towards my experience with Arabian Nyla Vanille, white florals, coconuts, milky caramel, and vanilla. In the nook of my elbows, as usual, I get a unique scent profile. Anyway, this is a very, very beautiful scent. Check it out if you can. And that has been my review for Marshmallow Blush by Paris Corner. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Rick's Patrol was an instant love for me on first testing as it was giving masculine, affordable luxury energy. The closest thing Patrol reminded me of was my bottle of Blue Royale by MyPerfumes, which I absolutely love. 3 weeks later, when I finally sat down to properly test it, I could better appreciate other facets of the perfume. Rick's Patrol opens dark, sweet, woody, and spicy with cotton candy, caramelized sugar, saffron, pineapple, and powdery blue amber. Patrol is given Supremacy Not Only Intense by Afnan, mixed with a touch of Baccarat Rouge 540. Mint creeps in after like 3 minutes thereabout and further elevates the perfume. Patrol is somewhat of a linear scent with the pineapple fading on my skin after 1 hour. The far dry down is sweet musk, saffron, earthy patchouli, and powdered sugar. Performance for Patrol is really, really good, especially on tissue paper as it projects up to 2 feet for 24 hours. On skin, I get about 3 hours of solid projection and whiffs in the 12th hour. I was so enchanted by this perfume that I almost went back to buy the 100ml bottle, the Common Sense kit. I have way too many perfumes in my collection to be adding this to my collection. This 30ml bottle will do for now. Whatever you do, if you walk into shops like Jendol or Just Right, try and sample this from their perfume counter. This is so freaking good. Of these 5 I'm reviewing today, this is the best for me. Hayaati Belle by Fragrance World opens pretty reminiscent of Lattafa's Teriac, then immediately fades into a fruity, creamy, nutty, and woody scent that reminds me of Lancome's Lanier Tresor, but with a leather-like undertone to it. Citrus, pear, and vanilla will eventually show up after like 10 minutes, reminding me of Paris Corner's Khair Felicity. As the minutes go by, Hayaati Belle stays alternating between Lattafa's Teriac and Lancome's Lanier Tresor before heavily shifting towards the Teriac DNA. 1 hour later, Hayaati Belle settles fully into the following accords: sweet, creamy, powdery, musky florals with citrus, woods, and a nutty vanilla. The nuttiness of the perfume isn't overwhelming at all, just in case you don't like nutty scents. 4 hours later, Hayaati Belle is a creamy, sweet, musky, powdery vanilla and stays so till it fizzles out on my skin. This fizz of the perfume puts it in the same WhatsApp group as perfumes like Paris Corner's Khair Felicity and Lattafa's Encore. Considering the heavy notes to Teriac, I pulled out my decant of Teriac and noticed a marked difference between the two perfumes. 1 year later, Teriac now has a super prominent, creamy, honeyed, caramelized leather accord, unlike Hayaati Belle. This prominent leather accord had me second-guessing Teriac on my perfume wish list, but it eventually mellows a lot after like 1 to 2 hours of wear. The performance for Hayaati Belle is stunning, and I look forward to adding this perfume to my collection. That has been my review for Hayaati Belle by Fragrance World. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Lattafa's Atlas has been around for a while and is one of the highly rated dupes for Otto Paris's Mega Mag. It's a beast mode, sweet, fresh, blue, salty, apathic scent with mentholated, woody, and ambre undertones that stays more or less linear from start to finish, aside from getting creamy after like 3 to 4 hours of wear thereabouts. If you are not a fan of Maison Alhambra's Megara, try and get a sample of this perfume. I've had my bottle of Atlas for over 3 months and it still maintains this energy of being a lighter version of Megara. Now, when I say lighter version, I mean in the sense that it lacks the realistic, aggressively salty animalic energy of Megara. The seawater accord in Atlas smells synthetic, laid back and posh, making it easier to wear, but I still love both perfumes. 3 sprays of Atlas on fabric fills up a closed room for 3 days, so spray with caution, though I don't think it will stress anyone out the way Megara will if you overspray that one. On skin, it survives a bath and lasts almost 48 hours with about 4 hours of projection. According to the official distributors of MyPerfumes in Nigeria, Aimons Encore Perfume is said to be inspired by Versace's Dylan Purple, and that's the main reason why I bought it, coupled with the fact that they dropped the price to 10,000 naira. It's a spicy, airy, champagne-like fruity floral scent with a urine-soaked hair undertone that screams Versace Crystal to me. At the top, you have fresh spicy citrus and mildly aquatic fruity florals. And in the base, you have hair, caramel, and vanilla. If you like Paris Corner's Felicity, you will enjoy this as that's the closest thing it reminds me of, especially the first few hours of Felicity before Felicity dries down to like a creamy, powdery, floral vanilla scent. Aimons Encore is like a fresh, fruity, less vanillic version of Felicity with pixie hair in the background, though the pixie hair accord will eventually vanish after like 2 to 3 hours thereabouts. Felicity is just super heavy on the sweet vanilla and Aimons Encore is not. Aimons Encore lasts an easy 10 hours plus on my skin with 1 to 2 hours of very soft projection. Do not expect like this total performance with this scent. It's like a closed scent bubble. This is a safe blind buy that the average woman out there will enjoy as long as they like airy fruity floral scents. It does lean a bit towards the girly girl scent profile, but I think a grown woman can actually pull it off as well. That has been my review for Aimons Encore Perfume by MyPerfumes. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Let's do a quick comparison review of my bottle of Afnan Supremacy in Oud and Lattafa's Oud for Glory. I've had my bottle of Supremacy in Oud for well over 3 years and it didn't need maceration. What I got from the first day is still what I get today. In the opening, Supremacy in Oud alternates between 2 phases. One in which it smells like a sweet, smoky, woody, sugary vanilla scent with a leathery undertone to it, and the other where it smells like a herbal, woody, patchouli scent sweetened by saffron, sugar, and vanilla. This DNA to my nose is the Baccarat Rouge 540 DNA mixed with herbs, oud, and patchouli. About 1 hour thereabouts, a husky, powdery, and musky amber kicks in to further sweeten the blend. Supremacy in Oud by Afnan stays linear on my skin, with final dry down being spicy patchouli, smoky woods, and powdered sugar. A similar dry down that you will get from perfumes like Paris Corner's Refaka, Maison Alhambra, Smoky, Lattafa's Musamam, and there's another one, Ragban with Intense. This perfume always gets me compliments, especially from people I'm meeting for the first time. This works all year round, though I would restrict it to nighttime during summers. Performance-wise, Supremacy in Oud is a beast in the projection, sillage, and longevity departments. Now, let's quickly talk about my friend's bottle of Lattafa's Oud for Glory. In the air, Oud for Glory smells like sweet, airy, spicy oud mixed with saffron, but on my skin, it has a prominent musky, smoky tobacco leaf accord, which is super repellent, and it's probably why most people do not like this perfume. That nasty tobacco leaf accord stays prominent on my skin for like 1 hour before going into the background, as the sweet, musky, powdery fusion of amber, patchouli, oud, and vanilla rises to the top. The final dry down for Oud for Glory is sweet, smoky green woods mixed with vanilla and a bit of powdered sugar and herbs. Performance-wise, Oud for Glory isn't as strong and persistent as what I get from Supremacy in Oud by Afnan. It's like a soft projection of 2 hours and went over 10 hours on my skin. Based on performance as well as that nasty tobacco leaf accord, my recommendation would be to go for Supremacy in Oud by Afnan. That has been my review for Afnan, Supremacy in Oud, and Lattafa's Oud for Glory. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. If you don't like salty perfumes, Cashmere Sunshine Musk by Khadlaj Perfumes is not for you, as in the opening, it comes off quite salty and animalic like seaweed. Aside from the potentially polarizing saltiness, the airy metallic florals in here might be challenging for some as well. The sum of Sunshine Musk is sweet, creamy ylang-ylang and amber mixed with salty, musky, airy, metallic white florals. The metallic accord in here reminds me of Lattafa's Ajmal, which I hate, but that accord works beautifully well in Sunshine Musk. About 1 hour in, roses, vanilla, and tuberose leaning white florals show up, and at this point, Sunshine Musk is giving Mancera's Roses Vanille with a salty, metallic Euro floral twist. The far dry down is a sweet, creamy, woody, musky amber with way less florals, no metals, and no salt in sight. Depending on your skin chemistry, you might get a coconutty accord in the dry down of this perfume, but it shows up around the 10th hour mark thereabouts. Sunshine Musk is a beast mode performer with over 5 hours of projection and 18 hours on skin. If you love Lattafa's Atlas, Maison Alhambra's Megara, Paco Rabanne's Olympia, Mancera's Roses Vanille, and Lattafa's Ajmal, you should feel comfortable with this release from Khadlaj. I love this one, and it has been on my wish list for over a year. Hopefully, I will get it soon. That has been my review for Cashmere Sunshine Musk by Khadlaj Perfumes. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Hey guys, welcome back. Afnan's Supremacy Not Only Intense till date remains my most complimented perfume. It's said to be a dupe for Nishane's Hashifat, and it's in the same family as the ever-popular Creed Aventus. Supremacy Not Only Intense opens sweet, fruity, fresh, spicy, aromatic, and sparkling with zesty bergamot, amber, and an airy, minty, mentholated undertone to it. Normally, I get a lot of ripe, dense pineapple right out of the opening of this perfume, but in my last testing for this review, my brain doesn't register the whole pineapple accord till around 20 minutes mark. The bergamot accord seems to be, suppressing it. After about 1 hour, Supremacy Not Only Intense turns into a sweet, mossy, earthy patchouli scent mixed with powdery musky amber, pineapple, cedarwood, and a fading mentholated fresh spiciness. From then onwards, this perfume stays heavily linear on my skin and is a beast mode performer with up to 6 hours of projection and over 12 hours longevity on my skin. I've had this bottle for over 3 years, and right out of the box, it was a beast mode performer back then. With this one, I don't do my normal 50 spray routine because 20 sprays is enough to cause some major drama. Positive drama. A colleague of mine once entered my office and said, "So now you spray this perfume with the scent everywhere for this clinic. I don't define you spray this perfume since morning. It's expensive, Abi." If you want compliments, this is sure to deliver, though the DNA isn't unique because, Creed Aventus. That said, let me quickly jump into my sample of Creed Aventus. Just like Supremacy Not Only Intense, Creed Aventus opens sweet, airy, fresh, spicy, and a bit green and aromatic. Creed Aventus isn't fruity in the opening, as the whole pineapple accord doesn't kick in until after 2 hours on my skin, and when it does, the earthy patchouli and moss are following close behind. From the 2nd hour mark, it smells like a toned-down version of Supremacy Not Only Intense by Afnan, but with steady projection. The scent bubble with this one is solid for 4 hours before turning into a skin scent, and I have to say this surprised me because most people seem to say that Creed Aventus doesn't last any longer. Anyway, the final dry down at 12 hours is giving sugar syrup mixed with light green stem and some musk. If price wasn't a factor and I had to pick between Creed Aventus and Afnan Supremacy Not Only Intense, I'll still go with Supremacy Not Only Intense because I love me some loud projectors. Creed Aventus smelled like something you would wear when you don't want to attract too much attention. Anyway, that has been my review for Afnan Supremacy Not Only Intense and Creed Aventus. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Lattafa's The Kingdom for Women is a sweet, airy floral vanilla scent with a fresh, mentholated, soapy undertone. The airiness of this perfume drops after 30 minutes thereabout as the perfume settles into an ultra-feminine, well-blended mix of creamy vanilla, mentholated lavender, and soapy florals. My top perfumes for the year 2025 have a similar scent profile, so it's no-brainer why I absolutely love this release from Lattafa. Kingdom for Women, to my nose, smelled like a fusion of Lattafa's and Ham and Paris Corner's Khair Felicity. Though as the hours go by, both scent profiles begin to fight for dominance over one another. Kingdom for Women performs really well on my skin, with the final dry down at 10 hours being a soapy, musky citrus affair. Considering I'm broke, this knocks Lattafa's and Paris Corner's Khair Felicity off my wish list, as it kills two birds with one stone. But hey, if I find those two perfumes on discount sales, rest assured I'm going to get them in my collection. Anyway, that has been my review for Lattafa The Kingdom for Women. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. If you're not a fan of the Baccarat Rouge 540 DNA because it leans too feminine, check out Ambre Pimente by Ajmal. At the top, Ambre Pimente opens sweet, airy, fresh, and a bit green and floral with a touch of warm spiciness to it. Underneath this, you get a fragrant, powdery, smoky, woody, and incensey vibe mixed with cedarwood. The elegance of this perfume gives you this whole Baccarat Rouge 540 vibe, and I feel that the brand used like 2 or 3 types of woods in this perfume. Sometime around the 1 hour mark, I detect a super prominent blend of airy fresh apples and jasmine, reminding me of Lady Nazut by Fragrance World and Najim Al-Khalij by MyPerfumes. The final dry down for Ambre Pimente is spicy cedarwood, sugarcane, and green jasmine. This is more or less a linear scent on my skin from start to finish with very, very solid performance. The only issue that I have with Ambre Pimente is that there's a note in there that I feel would smell super, super weird on a very sweaty day. It smells like something you spray on fabric that is definitely going into the laundry basket when the day is done. In conclusion, if you want a super spicy, super woody, yet airy, fresh version of Baccarat Rouge 540, you need to get your nose on Ajmal's Ambre Pimente. This is giving all year round for special occasion vibes. I absolutely love this release. That has been my review for Ambre Pimente by Ajmal. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Based on perfume notes and reviews I've seen out there, I've always assumed that Lattafa's Abiyedh Coral will be Lattafa Tamima's DNA rebottled, but it's not. Abiyedh Coral is a sweet, fruity, watery, bubblegummy shampooy delight with some white florals in the opening. About 5 minutes in, it turns pretty salty and apathic with some coconuts, and at this point, it reminds me of the Paco Rabanne Olympia DNA as well as the Victoria's Secret Bombshell Seduction DNA. If you are not a fan of salty aquatic scents, you will probably need to sit this one out, as the aquatic accord also comes with a dose of something animalic, which could probably be ambergris. Fruity floral girlies, beware. Sometimes I wonder if the salty aquatic accord in this perfume is a ploy to make the scent unisex. If it is, they failed woefully at it, as it's not working at all. This leans pretty feminine to my nose. With regards to the watermelon accord in here, it's not a fresh, juicy watermelon accord, at least to my nose. It's more of a sweet, candied, salty watermelon. Give or take, after 30 minutes in, amber, vanilla, and caramel show up, and this immediately starts to smell like a salty, aquatic blend of Paris Corner's Khair Fusion, Paris Corner's Marshmallow Blush, and the Bianco Latte DNA, without the whole leathery, rubbery mess that perfume does. 3 hours in, this reminds me of Arabian's Blueberry Musk. Lattafa's Abiyedh Coral is giving heady, fruity florals, but make it gourmand as well. The far dried out for Lattafa's Abiyedh Coral is giving clean girl aesthetics, and I absolutely love it. Clean, soapy, musky, white florals. With regards to differences between this perfume and Lattafa's Tamima, I would say Lattafa's Tamima is giving thick, green, fruity hair relaxer vibes, which I don't get in Abiyedh Coral. I find Lattafa's Tamima to be quite green, and that throws me off sometimes. Lattafa's Abiyedh Coral is a lot easier to enjoy, and I'm definitely adding this to my wish list for cool summer days. Cool summer days because during one of my testings, I find it to be super sweet and cloying for hot, humid days. Lattafa's Abiyedh Coral lasts over 10 hours on my skin with 2 hours of projection. If you're into girly, fruity, salty, aquatic, candied watermelon scents, you will most definitely enjoy this. For more fruity, floral, or gourmand perfume reviews, do please check out the videos on your screen right now. And that has been my review for Lattafa's Abiyedh Coral. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. Let's review Lattafa's Artisan Ethnique. This one is an amber sweet gourmand perfume said to be inspired by Sugar Addict by Brun to stand out. On my skin, Artisan Ethnique is giving sweet, airy, boozy, smoky, woody vanilla with the powdery, cinnamon, amber, praline, and caramel base. About 10 minutes in, the powdery base rises to the top whilst the smoky woods goes to the background. Lattafa's Artisan Ethnique reminds me of 4 perfumes: Montal's Arabian Tonka, Masera's Instant Crush, Lattafa's Ragba Wood Intense, and Fragrance Works Cocktail Intense. From the 1 hour mark thereabout, Lattafa's Artisan Ethnique alternates between a blend of Ragba Wood Intense / Masera's Instant Crush and Fragrance Works Cocktail Intense and Masera's Instant Crush. 3 hours in, the whole instant crush facet of this perfume is literally in your face. It's giving sour ginger beer mixed with creamy woods, vanilla, and amber. It's like a cinnamon-flavored Masera's Instant Crush, and Lord knows I cannot stand that perfume. 12 hours later, the fire dry down for Artisan Ethnique is clean, sweet, musky, woody, and ambre florals. Despite my hate for the Instant Crush accord in this perfume, I have to say it's a beautiful, beautiful scent profile. If you love all the aforementioned perfumes, you will feel right at home with Lattafa's Artisan Ethnique. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be reviewing Amouage Guidance and the first dupe for it, Paris Corners by Asrar. A big shout out to Abiyedh for gifting me this sample of Amouage Guidance. Guidance has a green, creamy, woody, mentholated, and slightly fruity and metallic opening, which immediately turns powdery with a tinge of citrus, freshness, and a soft, delicate undertone. The powderiness of Guidance does smell a bit like baby powder and immediately reminds me of a less rubbery version of Rehab's Red Rose, which is a dupe for Kenzo's Flower. In the air, Guidance alternates between a powdery, musky, citrus, and floral scent and a mentholated, powdery, green, and woody floral scent. By the time Guidance hits the 3rd to 4th hour mark on my skin, vanilla creeps in and the greenness disappears completely. At this point, Guidance smells like a creamy, powdery, musky, woody vanilla scent, maintaining this energy to the final dry down where the metallic accord is reintroduced. 2 sprays of Guidance on my skin is enough to create a solid scent bubble for about 3 to 4 hours with whiffs even in the 12th hour. Guidance is not a safe blind buy, but she's definitely that girl for grown women out there. Guidance is not a girly girl scent. I would totally buy a bottle of Guidance if I could afford it and it came in a 30ml size. Splurging on a 100ml bottle of Guidance would be a waste of money in my opinion, as all I need is 3 sprays daily, and Guidance, let's face it, is not an all-year-round fragrance. Guidance is for like cold, rainy season only, and I only get about 2 months of such weather in my location, Sokoto, Nigeria, to be precise. Anyway, let's review Paris Corners by Asrar. My first impression of Paris Corners by Asrar was this smells like a light, airy, watered-down Guidance made for mass pleasure, because Guidance is not a mass appealing fragrance. 1 year later, this smells mature, a lot bolder, and very, very much close to Guidance. Bayn Asrar is giving green, woody, earthy metallic florals with creamy vanilla and a mentholated edge in the opening. The earthy patchouli accord in this perfume comes off herbal, bitter, and tobacco leaf-like. 2 hours later, it hits the beautiful final dry down of powdery green floral vanilla. In the air, Bayn Asrar definitely screams Guidance. Like, I wore the last 3 sprays of my decant to work the other day, and it overpowered every other perfume I had on that day. For 4 hours straight, all I could smell coming off my work shirt was Guidance, and I had to keep reminding myself that, yeah, what you have on is Bayn Asrar and not Guidance. Paris Corners by Asrar is definitely a very, very close dupe of Amouage Guidance, but you have to be prepared to let it macerate to reach its full potential. Anyway, that has been my review for Amouage Guidance and Paris Corners by Asrar. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.